Good morning. I did a writing recently on the rest of the story. Remember, the title of this session with you is called "The Reason for the Story." In looking at the life of Jesus and his ministry, there are certain events that stand out in particular. Events like probably Jesus' temptations, perhaps his baptism, changing the water into wine, his 3 raisings, bringing persons back to life, and others that we remember especially. One event in his ministry is very well known, the one that has to do with a man named Lazarus. The story is told in the 11th chapter of John. I want to bring to your attention a part of that story that is very little known or emphasized and mostly overlooked. You will remember that Lazarus was a part of a family, notably having 2 sisters, Mary and Martha. The part of the story that I want to lift up is in a message that the sisters send to Jesus. This is probably the best known bringing back to life that Jesus does during his entire ministry. The message from Mary and Martha to Jesus that they send to him is, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." Let me say that again. The message they send is, quote, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." The message begins the story. It's the reason for the story. If they hadn't sent the message, would we even know the story of Lazarus? Would Jesus have gone? Would there have been a raising? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that they send this special message from two caring sisters to Jesus. Lord, he whom you love is ill. The question often comes up about someone letting someone know that you are ill or sick or in the hospital. Let me share some personal insights with you. I would ask a father if he had told his son about being in the hospital. No, he might say, I don't want to put a burden on him. He might not be able to come, and he would feel guilty, and I don't want him to feel guilty about it. Or a daughter might say to me in regard to her mother, well, I know she isn't too well, and I don't want to worry her, and she would worry if she knew I was in the hospital. And so they don't notify someone who might care for them. They don't send a message like, Lord, he whom you love is ill. Whenever this situation has arisen, and it has occurred a number of times, I have said to the person in the hospital, the sick person, let me ask you this question. If the situation were reversed and your mother was in the hospital, would you want her to let you know? Oh, without exception, the answer is always, oh yes, I would want her to tell me. My response then is, I think you have answered your own question. When Mary and Martha send Jesus the news about their brother's illness, they are giving him an opportunity to do something, to care, to respond, to love. Without him, there would have been no opportunity. Jesus would not have known. He would have been shut out, if it were. I think sometimes we have great difficulty in letting other people care for us. We want to know that we can show our love, but we sometimes keep others from knowing so that they cannot give their love to us. We cannot receive their love. We cannot be the recipients of their caring. I really appreciate Mary and Martha sending the message to Jesus. Lord, he whom you love is ill. It's a way of them saying, we love you, Jesus, and we want you to have an opportunity to love us. And just remember what happened. Have we at some time in our lives kept someone from caring for us, expressing their love for us, because we refused to let them know, and thereby we made a decision for them, not allowing them to make a decision for themselves. We kept them from loving us, from reaching out to us. Remember the words that the sisters send to Jesus. Lord, he whom you love is ill. And Jesus came, as you remember the story, and Jesus wept. Remember that? And then he declared these words, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus came out of the grave, brought back to life by Jesus. The reason for the story is the message that the sisters send to Jesus. Lord, he whom you love is ill. And Jesus had an opportunity to respond. Just like sometimes you and I want to have the opportunity to respond with our caring, our love, our compassion, our sympathy, our reaching out to one another. Remember this, if the situation comes up in you and your family and your loved ones, let them know about you so that they have the decision to make about expressing their care for you. Let them love you.